Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing great, guys. So today I actually went out for a training, and yeah, this gown I'm wearing was made by me, guys. My skills is actually, I'm upgrading on my skills and I'm improving, and I'm still learning to go higher and higher.
The gown is fine.
Thank you. And so here I'm giving myself a treat after the training. Yeah, my people, it's actually good to have a me time, like giving myself a treat. I'm gonna be eating this, and after eating, of course, soup. I've already gotten my soup things. Today I'm going to be making a two soups at the same time: egusi with bitter leaf and vegetable soup, and at the same time I'll also do egusi with okro and veggies. Yeah, that's the soups I'm going to be making. That's like using one stone to kill two birds. So seek to relax, watch till the end, and learn how I'm going to be making these two soups at the same time. Okay, so yeah, after giving myself a treat, I'll be heading home quickly to prepare meal, cook my soup. Yes, so guys, actually it's important to give yourself a treat though. Once, please take yourself out, okay, and eat something different from what you get. Of course, I don't know if I'm the only one. Sometimes I decide to take a different dish, like eat something different from what I usually prepare myself. Yeah, and so that's it. Meanwhile, tell me, when you go out to eat, do you really have time to really crack your chicken bone very well, or you just eat the flesh and just leave the bone there because you don't want people to see how you crack your bone? Me, if it's at home, I would have cracked my bone very well, but I couldn't crack the chicken bone. I just took off the flesh and that's it. I dropped the bone. Okay, so if it's at home, I would have cracked these bones into pieces, but it went well. And yeah, I am done. So it's time to go home and cook my delicious meal.
2 hours later.
So here are the things I'll be cooking with. Here is my meat, and this is periwinkle, which is in some, and this other one is kanda. I just bought them out from the fridge. When I bought them, I wasn't ready to use them, so I had to put them inside the freezer. And this is kumbia fish. So I'm going to be using this fish for my okra. Okay, so today's soup I'm going to be using vegetable, this is ugu, and then this other one is bitter leaf, onubo, and this other one is oziza. Okay, and this is okra. The okra is for my kids. Okay, and I have my egusi that I'll be using also. I'll also be using dried fish, and yeah, that's it. So I've washed my meat, and then I'm actually steaming the meat. I actually used only onions, little of salt, and little of Maggi to steam my meat that I'm going to be using for the soup. And so as you can see, the meat is still steaming. I'm going to wait for the water to dry a little so that the taste will go inside the meat, the seasoning will go inside the meat, and then after that I'll add water and then start cooking. So here is the dry fish I'm going to be using for my soup of the day. And here we have periwinkle and kanda. I've already washed it with salt. Okay, my periwinkle and my kanda I'll be using. Yeah, so my soup is cooking already. So after the meat finished steaming, I have to add some water. Yeah, and so I'm adding my periwinkle and my kanda together. The soup has started cooking and it will be done shortly. It's not going to take a while. Okay, so this is it. We're going to allow it to steam before adding every other ingredient needed. So my soup is almost done. As you can see, I've added a lot of ingredients. I've added oil, I've added pepper, adding crayfish, and add other things you need to add. okay, depending on the style you use in cooking your soup. So here I added Maggi, added going to be add little of salt, and we are good to go. So your crayfish, your pepper, your salt, your Maggi, and your red oil. Our food is almost ready. So we're going to allow it to boil a bit before we add our egusi. Yeah, so here our soup is ready. So I'm going to be adding egusi. For me, I don't want to fry this egusi, though some persons fry their egusi before adding it. So either I fry or I add it this way. But for this soup, I decided to add egusi without frying it. And yeah, that's it. So after which, the next thing I'm going to be adding is the veggies. But first, now that this egusi is ready, I'm going to divide it into two. One, I'll be adding the okra to it for my kids. Yeah. So here is my bitter leaf. This is fresh bitter leaf, so I'm going to be squeezing it before I add it in the soup. So first I'm going to wash my bitter leaf first, and after washing that, I'll now add water, which I'll use in squeezing it. Yeah. Of course, I have to squeeze it out for the bitterness to go off. I'm going to show you the end point because at some point I'm going to be using hot water to take off the bitterness. So I'm going to squeeze this, change the water 2 times, and after that I'm going to be adding hot water, which is the end point. And after adding the hot water, I'm going to allow the water to get cold and then bring it out and put it in my soup. Yeah, so here is the hot water which I'm adding. After adding that, I'll allow it to get cold, and after that I'll bring it out, and that's it. The bitterness goes off. But in a case whereby you want the bitterness to come up in your soup, then you don't need to use hot water. But I'm using this so that the bitterness will reduce. Yeah. So the bitter leaf is ready, and I'm going to be adding it in the soup together with the vegetable. This is vegetable, and the next one I'm going to add it together with is oziza. So I'm adding these three leaves together, and here is the okra, which I'm going to be adding in the egusi soup for my children. Remember, I've divided the soup into two already. So this my bitter leaf, just added vegetable and oziza at the same time. And after that, of course, you don't need to allow it to parboil for long. Okay, the vegetables need to be fresh, okay, before eating it. And that's it. Our egusi with onubu and vegetable soup, it's ready. So here is the other soup which I'll be adding okra. Remember, I said earlier that I divided the soup into two. Okay, so this is the other part that I'm going to be adding okra to. So here is the okra that I'm going to be adding, and here is the vegetable also. I brought out that I'll be adding, and then here is the skumbia fish, mashed skumbia fish that I'm going to be adding. Okay, after steaming the fish, I had to remove the bones and mash it for because this soup is for my kids. Okay, so here I'm adding the skumbia fish already mashed skumbia fish, and then here is the okra. And after adding this, I'm going to be adding the vegetables. Remember, the same oziza and vegetable, which is okra that I'm adding. I'm not adding bitter leaf to this soup. Okay, and after this, I'm going to be adding that now. So the okra has parboiled a little. Okay, so the next thing is to add the veggies, and the soup is ready. Okay, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and feel free to drop a comment. So this is how you can make two soups at the same time. Isn't this great? So please like this video and feel free to share. Also drop a comment if you have any question, and please subscribe if you haven't. Okay, see you guys in my next video and have a great time. Bye.